Welcome to Swan's Japanese Horror Reviews, Episode 8. Today we're tackling Sion Sono's 2002 grotesque masterpiece, Suicide Club. The opening scene of Suicide Club has become the stuff of Japanese horror legends. It involves 54 Japanese schoolgirls who are going to board a train in the Shinjuku station of Tokyo, only to link hands above the train railway, and what follows is possibly one of the greatest openings of any movie that I've ever seen. But is there more to it than this very shocking opening, which I'm not going to spoil, but you can probably see it in the trailers. The story takes us from Japanese school children who commit suicide to a mysterious white duffel bag which houses strange contents, to teeny bopper pop stars and a strange psychopath who calls himself Genesis, who resides in the bowling alley. So the story is all over the place. There's a lot of different plot points. Not everything adds up in the end, unfortunately. Some of the mysteries do go unsolved. But at its heart, this is partly a Japanese detective story. And the main actor is Ryo Ishibashi, who many will recognize from his lead role in Audition. So he does a great job in that movie. He does a great job in this movie. Those are some of my favorite scenes, are the detective parts where he's trying to unravel the mystery of the Suicide Club, which is linked to a strange internet phenomenon, possibly by someone calling herself the Bat. How does Genesis fit into all this? How does a teeny pop band called Dessert fit into all of this? It's very strange, but all these seemingly obscure pieces come together. The confusion of the movie might be eased if viewers were to watch the sequel, which was just released in Japan last year, Noriko's Dinner Table. Unfortunately, this movie has not seen a DVD release in America. I heard it has been screening in the summer, so hopefully a publisher will pick it up and bring it over here. There's also a third movie that is planned for the Suicide Club trilogy, and apparently all the plot holes in the first movie, or seemingly strange plot holes, will be patched up and make a lot more sense just by the second movie alone, which I hear is far less graphic in parts and is more of a drama. Beyond the graphic opening scene, there are still many other scenes that are shocking and very controversial. I'd say nothing reaches the level of that first scene, but fans of blood and guts and gore in their movies, they'll find enough to like in this one. But because the story kind of jumps from blood and guts to like 13-year-old girls dancing and singing on stage, some fans won't really know what to make of it all. Suicide Club's take on a modern Japan presents a lot of real issues that are actually happening. As many of you know, suicide rates are higher in that country than they are in other parts of the world, and the fascination with the media is a big part of this movie, which is part of what we face in the modern world. So I think the director Sono really touches on a lot of aspects of the modern world that hit very close to home for a lot of people. So I think that elevates the fear, because the threat of suicide and the threat of media influence is definitely a real thing. So yeah. The DVD was released by TLA Releases in part of their Danger After Dark collection. It's a very nice presentation. It's the unrated version, so you're getting the whole thing. Unfortunately, it's low on extras. There's a trailer and an image gallery. The trailer actually features scenes that were cut from the final version of the movie, which seems to go with a subplot that had to do with nurses and a security guard. It would have been nice if they just cut the whole thing out of the movie, I think, because it just adds more time to the movie and another plot point that's not really resolved. But yeah, it's a nice DVD, a good presentation, and definitely recommend. Fans of Sion Sono's work will also be happy to know that another one of his movies has been released by the same publisher, TLA. Another movie by the title of Strange Circus, which is a very erotically grotesque film. Somewhat hard to watch because of the subject matter, but I'll probably be reviewing that later. It's definitely a very bizarre movie. In conclusion, Suicide Club is a very interesting and thought-provoking film that unfortunately isn't entirely clear by the time the movie's done. Some of the plot points don't really add up, but hopefully this will be remedied by seeing the sequel. For Japanese horror fans looking for something with both blood and guts and a brain to it as well, with enough to think about, definitely recommend checking out Suicide Club. It's a very great film, and one that will leave you thinking. So thanks again for joining us on Swan's Japanese Horror Reviews. I'm Swan, and we'll see you next time.
The train for Tokyo will be departing soon. Please stay behind the yellow line. 1, 2, Suicide Club.